Minimalism is not the solution. Hey friends, how are we doing? It's Martin here, and welcome to another Baby Steps Towards Minimalism. I'm shooting this from the Grand Coloane Resort in Macau, and I intentionally started with a slightly clickbait title, just in the sense of minimalism is not the solution to all the world's problems. There are a whole lot of problems in this world. Minimalism is a solution to a few of them, perhaps, and it certainly may be a solution for you, as it is for me, but it's also not a solution for everybody. Allow me to explain. So the reason I can say that I don't think it's a solution for everyone, despite what a lot of minimalists are kind of putting out there, and I think it is a beneficial, positive thing for a lot of people, don't get me wrong, but the problem is if you view something as a solution for everybody, and this is something that all manner of people in different walks of life and promoting different agendas have come across and are continuing to come across. First of all, you will get resistance, you will get fight back, because there is the temptation to evangelize a cause, whether that's minimalism, whether that's, I don't know, veganism, Christianity, Buddhism, New Age, whatever it is, consumerism even, although that seems to have quite a stranglehold on the world's population. There is always going to be resistance. There's always going to be people who are stubborn, because we are by nature a stubborn people. But also, I think there is good reason why some people keep things around that the minimalist approach would say we shouldn't. And I absolutely agree that for the most part, memories are not contained within things. But at the same time, if you have been through emotional hardship of some kind in your life, say that you have had someone very close to you unexpectedly taken away, and you struggle to come to terms with that, it has a significant impact on you, then I think it's perfectly reasonable to keep some things around that remind you of that person. And as a result, maybe if you know someone like that, putting the minimalist agenda at them as kind of the solution would actually do more harm than good. It could have a negative impact on their mental stability, balance, because it's all a balancing act, and could potentially even push them towards a mental illness such as hoarding, because they're so they may regret getting rid of things that reminded them of the person or the situation, whatever it is. I'm thinking of a couple of specific examples in the lives of people attached to me, but at the same time, this is a broader topic. So I think that creating stress in people by pushing an agenda just because something has worked for you doesn't mean that it will necessarily work for them. I think it's something that's really important, and this is something that doesn't just apply to minimalism. This is something that I think applies to all sorts of things. Not every lifestyle, if no lifestyle, is appropriate for every person. But at the same time, minimalism is not the solution to every problem, even every problem in the Western world, and I'm including Far East Asia in that, just because culture-wise it kind of goes more along with it in terms of consumerism and stuff. But minimalism does help. And I've thought of a few ways that minimalism, I apologize, I keep looking down, I've got some notes here. I had actually prepared what I was going to say a little bit in advance, and because I'm not at home and I don't have my iPad straight in front of me, I can't just look at the camera and figure out what's going on. So a number of ways I think minimalism helps or can help most people. Number one, financially. So there are two ways you can look at this. First of all, minimalism may help you financially in the terms of, as you are getting rid of stuff that you no longer need, no longer brings you joy, if you can sell it, you will bring in money. That's just a simple transaction. Whether that's at a car boot sale or something like that, which is a great way of getting rid of stuff. I don't know whether that happens anywhere else, but certainly in the UK, car boot sales are a big deal. Whether that's selling on eBay or just selling stuff to friends. That's how I've been approaching selling music gear so far, is to friends. I've sold a guitar, an amp, a pedal. It's a slow process, but it is the best way, I think, to sell if you can find someone who would value it. So obviously that is a financial benefit. Also, from the point of view of not having to pay to maintain stuff, particularly for something like if you have an extra car that you do not need, because realistically we don't need as many cars as we have. We only have one car, and we could probably get away without that. And if our situation was different and we lived somewhere more convenient for public transport, we would definitely get rid of it, because Hong Kong is great for public transport unless you live where we are. But also it helps you financially because it takes away the desire to buy. And what I mean by that is that a lot of the time, if we are not even kind of in the whole consumerist thing, but we still see things that we think, oh, that might be nice, that might be useful, maybe I should buy that. It's only £5, whatever it is. So if we've already got into our mindset of, I don't need more stuff, and even if I do, the temptation, if you're not looking at stuff rationally, is to buy now and think about later. Whereas I think the minimalist approach is to think about now and buy later. Now I always look at this as, I will decide on something I want to buy, and say it's on Amazon or Toman or wherever I'm buying from. I will add it to my basket, but I will not click buy now. And I will give it time before I purchase it. Now, the amount of time I give depends on the nature of the item and how much it costs. So if it's a book that's, say, £10, I might wait a day or two before making that purchase. If it's a piece of music equipment that's £300 or £400, I will probably wait a month. And I think that's something that has taken me a long time to develop, but it is an important habit because it helps us financially, partly because we don't then have the temptation to buy on credit, which is a really bad idea financially, as most people would know. And it also means, if something is a little bit more expensive, we can save up for it. It also gives us the opportunity to think, do I really need this? Or was it just something that was recommended to me on Amazon and I thought, okay, impulse buy. We need to not do that. That'll help us financially. The second area I think minimalism can help us is socially. And I mean this in two ways. I mean, first of all, we have more time in terms of, I don't have to spend time tidying up, clearing away, organising, so we have more time and potentially more money from the first topic to go out. And also, if we have less things at home, then we're more likely to go out because we don't have so many distractions. If you have every cable and satellite TV package with 1 million channels and like 4 different game consoles or whatever, then you're more likely to want to sit at home on the sofa and play that. We don't have television channels. We have a Blu-ray player connected to our TV, so we can watch stuff on Blu-ray or download it off the internet because it has a USB socket. But we don't have anything else beyond that. And we've not had broadcast TV except for a brief period in the UK. So we had 2010 to 2013 when we lived in our house in Warrington, we had television. Other than that, we haven't had TV since 2004. And that's been cool, that's been fine. So not having these distractions may encourage you to go out more because you don't feel, okay, I need to watch this or I need to play this. Because sometimes you feel guilty, it's like, I've got a games console, I should play it. I sometimes feel guilty that I have downloaded games on Steam and I only have a handful of them, and but I sometimes feel guilty that I haven't played them very much. So yeah, you will feel more free in yourself to go out. But also, here's the kicker, you will also benefit socially because you will feel more comfortable about welcoming people into your home because it's less cluttered. So it's tidier and cleaner and easier to keep at that level, so you're more comfortable welcoming people in. And that, I think, is a real benefit because you know what it's like. People want to come around and it's like, the place is a mess, I can't let you in. If you've got less stuff, much quicker to tidy up. Number 3, minimalism helps you find time for yourself. Now I am here on this in this beautiful hotel, having time for myself, having time to myself. I have decided to take some time out to focus on me. And I have very little stuff with me other than camera equipment, classical guitar, a couple of books. And therefore it means that I don't have all these distractions, so I can spend time focusing on me, on self-care, getting myself into an emotionally clear state, preparing time for myself for later on, because I am doing things like planning videos and writing songs, writing music, that I don't seem to find enough time at home to be able to do. But also because it can help, as I talked in the last area, you just have more time because you don't have to clean and tidy as much or navigate stuff as much. Now I have a storeroom jam-packed with music equipment and that stresses me out sometimes, but at the same time it is it's a bedroom, but it's a storeroom now, doesn't have a bed in, and I can just close the door on it. And I know that that's a kind of cave of my consumerist past to an extent. I mean, a lot of it is valid music equipment, but there's a lot of stuff in there that I probably shouldn't have bought and certainly don't need to keep around, and I'm working through as part of my minimalism journey. But also, another reason I think it gives you time is that a lot of people, and this is something that I've been guilty of on vacations and stuff, a lot of people spend a lot of time shopping. Now, when we went to America, I think all 3 trips to America, we made multiple trips to the likes of Walmart and Target. Nothing particularly against either store, but a lot of the time it was to try and get good deals. We don't have stores like that in Hong Kong. Large department stores, large supermarkets just don't exist. So it is kind of a novelty, and it's nice to be able to get stuff easily without having to go around like 30 pokey little stores where the staff don't speak English and you can't find what you're looking for. And even if you thought you could find what you're looking for, the labels might be in Chinese only, so you're not entirely sure, and then stuff is ridiculously expensive a lot of the time. So shopping in Hong Kong is very frustrating and very time consuming. But at the same time, shopping in a big store is time consuming and frustrating because you have to drive there and park and then wander around this vast store just to find the one thing you're looking for, and when you're looking for it you see 30 other things that you think, ooh, I'll buy that, And because you're not shopping online, you can't just put it in your basket and leave it there for a few days. You have to buy it then, and so it all of a sudden takes up a lot more time. You end up with a lot more stuff. It rolls in on itself. It's a vicious circle. Okay, so this video is getting way too long, so I'm going to split it into 2 chunks. So the second half will come next week. Thank you for watching this part. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't hit the dislike button because the world is a better place without it. Part 2, as I say, is coming up next Tuesday. Hope you've enjoyed, or at least this has provoked thoughts. Take care, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.